Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as promised, I'm bringing you guys a very special deck profile for you guys today. This time it's on my newly updated hero deck. In fact, this is actually a build primarily for those who don't have access to the Evil Hero package, because the Evil Hero package is very expensive at the time I'm recording this. I believe Adjusted Gold is now like at 128 bucks. Malicious Bane is almost at 100 right now, so I guess you could say this is kind of on a lower budget for those who just want to play the new support with Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier and Sunrise, because Liquid Soldier is sitting at 60 bucks right now. Sunrise, I think, is like 10 to 12 bucks at most. So you're paying a lot less for those cards than than uh, than the Evil Hero stuff. So yeah, that's why I decided to just go and show you guys a deck profile on only the new Elemental Hero support and no Evil Heroes in this build. Now keep in mind this is a separate build than my personal build with that deck that actually has the Evil Heroes, but who knows, maybe this could be my new personal build depending on how well this deck performs, because this deck zooms like crazy. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Before I do that, let me go and adjust the camera there. Okay. Alright, so main deck's still 40 cards, and I made sure I added some other cards in there to kind of help the deck's consistency. And with the new ban list, there's actually a card I could place in here very easily that helps with some of the recursion. So, starting off with 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. I mean, he's literally one of the best cards in the entire deck. Searches out any hero you want, and the fact that he pops spells and traps is really nice too. So I'm really glad that this card's at 3. 2 Shadow Mist. You got 2 ways you can bring her out now, with Solid Soldier and Liquid Soldier. So, like, depending on which ones you have with you, will determine like how you want to play this out. But Shadow Mist gives you instant access to your match change, and of course you can also search out your hero monsters, but you can only use one of her effects once per turn and only once that turn, so it's one or the other. So just be careful on how you use it. I'm still running the 1 Solid Soldier in this build just because, it's a good normal summon, just a free extender piece to get you access to another hero from your hand, so it's not too bad. The new Liquid Soldier, again, it's just it's the only card you really need if you're going to go for this route. Well, Sunrise too, and it's a one-of, thankfully, so you don't need to run like multiples of this. But yeah, like, it's just a one-of. Like, for 60 bucks, I say take it now before another price spike. So, but anyway, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 level 4 or lower hero monster in your grave, except itself, of course. Special summon it. So, like I said, Elemental Hero Shadow Mist is a good way to. You could use this card to bring it right back. Most of the time, you're most likely going to use the draw effect, where if it's used for fusion material, whether it's sent to the graveyard or banished, you can draw 2 cards but discard 1, so it's kind of a graceful charity-esque card. But like Shadow Mist, you can only use one of his effects once per turn and only once that turn, so just bear that in mind. And the only other elemental hero I'm running is Honest Neo, since it's searchable through E-Call, or even Stratos himself too, so you got plenty of ways to get access to this card, so don't worry. And 1's usually all you'll need. Next, for the Vision Hero package, another engine. If you don't have it already, you definitely need to invest on it if you're able to get your hands on it. But you need 3 Ferris. You definitely want to see this card in your opening hand. And if you have Stratos, you can search this out and just to get another free extender. 2 Increase. Really cool guy. It's a good extender to get you instant access to your Vision Hero Vion. Which, speaking of which, to Vion. And Vion dumps any hero to the grave. It synergizes well with Shadow Mist, as well as your Destiny Hero Malicious. So yeah, like, there's plenty of ways you can use Vision Hero Fion and so on. And that's it for the Vision Heroes. Alright, so now for the Destiny Hero package. I'm running 3 Malicious. I'm really glad that this card's back at 3, but depending on how well the format shifts, some people believe this card could potentially go back to 2, but if it does, I think there's plenty of ways you can still play this deck. There are other extenders out there that you could probably use, but for now, I'm just happy that Malicious is at 3. 1 Celestial, just for draw power. Dynatag, and of course, Plasma. And Plasma is super strong this format. It just stops a lot of decks right now, like Pendulums can't out it. Spirals will definitely have a tough time against this, once people start getting their Magician's Souls. So if you play this early on, especially if they force you to go first, this card could definitely help you out. And just to go and throw this in there, I'm only running 3 hand traps, which is Ash Blossom. It's the most generic hand trap we got. It was either going to be this or Valor, and honestly I think Ash is just slightly better right now, so I figured why not. Alright, So now we're moving on to the spell cards. I'm running 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. Everyone already knows what this does. Gives you instant access to your Destiny heroes. And the fact that you can dump cards from your deck to your grave is also really nice. 3 Mass Change, definitely need to get access to your Masked Hero Dark Law or any of your other Masked Heroes that you need to get out. Triple E calls to search. Thankfully, we don't never have to worry about Thunder Dragon Colossus anymore, so thank God. 1 Rhoda, and of course a Hero Lives. Still at 1, but still a good card to run. And I'm just running a bunch of 1-0s from here on out. I'm running 1 Polymerization. Violent gives you instant access to that. Miracle Fusion, thanks to Elemental Hero Sunriser. Now we can finally search this card. For more draw power, I'm running Pot of Acquisitiveness. It lets you recycle your Destiny Hero Malicious or any of your other banished heroes and add them back to your deck so you can draw 1 card. And since we'll also have monsters in the graveyard, just to keep the deck flowing, I'm running the 1 Pot of Avarice. I cannot believe this is actually back at 1, but yeah, it's back at 1. So figured Pot of Avarice, try it out, and it works so well with this deck. It's just crazy. So, and last but not least, 1 Foolish Burial. Definitely want to get Destiny Hero Malicious into the grave or Shadow Mist, depending on what your situation is. So, Foolish Burial can definitely come in clutch. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Like I said, that was 40 cards. For the extra deck, it's pretty standard. Let's start with the extra heroes, of course. You gotta run 2 Cross Crusader. Brings back any Destiny hero, even the ones that you fusion summon, like Dystopia, which you'll still go into quite a bit, so yeah. 1 Wonder Driver recurs your Mass Change, your Polymerization, or any card that has Fusion in its name back to your set of the field, so by setting it, of course. So Wonder Driver is still a nice piece to run. 1 Dread Decimator, just give your heroes a power boost, and it works so well with your Dystopia, and he does piercing damage, so there's no reason not to run it. For Masked Heroes, I'm running 2 Dark Law, still pretty standard. It's a 1-sided Macrocosmos, so a lot of decks have a lot of trouble with this card, so depending on which your matchup is, this card could definitely see you the game. And at any given time, your opponent adds a card to his hand, he could banish 1 random card from his hand. So definitely something to look into. 1 Masked Hero Anki. It's really good just to, if it destroys a monster in battle, you can search out another Mass Change. Or if you just need to get an advantage in time, you can definitely attack directly if you need to, but that'll rarely come out, so yeah. And since you're still running Solid Soldier, I figured Masked Hero Deanne is still definitely nice to use, especially the fact that, if it destroys a monster in battle, you can special summon a level 4 hero or a level 4 or lower hero monster directly from the deck. Masked Hero Acid, since blows up all your opponent's back row, so if you need to deal with back row heavy decks, Masked Hero Acid will definitely come in handy, especially when you're running Absolute Zero too. That'll definitely help out. So you're basically doing a Raigeki and a Heavy Storm all at the same time. 1 Masked Hero Blast, bounces back row as well. The new Elemental Hero Sunrise, so the time that this card is summoned, you get to add Miracle Fusion to your hand, and also whenever a battle is engaged involving another hero monster you control, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So this card also acts as a form of Destiny Hero Dystopia, but in Elemental Hero form. So yeah, definitely an amazing card. I love the way he looks. I just love his design overall. And again, I mentioned Absolute Zero. If it leaves the field, it's Raigeki. So who doesn't want to run that? 1 Destiny Hero Dystopia. Just a good way to pop cards for free, especially if his attack points are different from his original. So definitely want to make full use of that. 1 Dangerous, it's just another target for Fusion Destiny. May eventually try out Destiny Hero Dominance again. It really depends on... He's more format dependent, really. I still feel like Dangerous is slightly better in some regards, so we'll just have to wait and see in the future. And then lastly, 1 Vision Hero Trinity. I mean, the fact that his attack points double on the turn he's summoned and can attack 3 times on your opponent's monsters is really nice. He can't attack directly, unfortunately, but it's just a good way to OTK overall. And that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Side deck, to deal with the upcoming meta, because I'm pretty sure everyone already knows what the top meta decks are going to be. Orcus is still a thing. Spiral's going to be a thing. Heroes, there's going to be a lot of hero mirror matches now, so I'm starting off with Artifact Lancia. Definitely want to shotgun your opponent during the standby phase, so Lancia will definitely help out. 3 Nibiru for combo heavy decks, as well as Dark Ruler no more. I hate Spirals, guys. I'm not going to lie. Spirals is one of the banes of my existence, aside from Dracos. And thankfully, I mean, Dracos is still playable, but I don't think they're going to be like as OP as they were before, because that diagram was just way too generically good. So I'm glad that they put that to 1. But Dark Ruler no more, really just to deal with like the combo heavy strategies, you know, those that like to put out massive boards. So this card will definitely help you out. Now this is for the back row. I'm running 2 copies of Hey Trunade as well as 2 copies of Twin Twister. So the theory behind Trunade, as you already know, is that it forces your opponent to activate his set cards. And if you can't activate them, everything's just going to go back. And plus, with Super Poly still being a card, Hey Trunade can be the card that can save you. And Twin Twisters, you know, like, if you happen to have both in your hand, like you play Hey Trunade first, you know, just to bait out cards like Imperial Order or whatever, or like Floodgates, like there can only be 1, you can chain with Twin Twisters and just like get rid of them overall. And last but not least, 2 copies of Evenly Matched, which also goes very well with those 2 cards, Hey Trunade and Twin Twister. So this, just like I said, it's a theory, but honestly, for the way the format is shifting, we might see a lot of backer heavy decks. These cards just might be enough to help you win the game. Since Red Reboot is now at 1 for whatever reason, I figured, you know what, let's try something different. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile.